Welcome back again to Etihad News, now it's all about transfer done. Guardiola's latest comments reflect a manager balancing trust in current squad members with strategic uncertainty. His earlier declarative stance that Ederson and Ortega would stay now coexists with whispers of high-profile transfer interest, especially around Donnarumma. That inconsistency only fuels the swirling speculation ahead of the transfer deadline. Mixed messaging, early confidence in Ederson Ortega's future clashes with current openness to new signings. Fragile, deeper dynamics. Trafford's recent mistake, Ederson's uncertain situation, and Ortega's growing role all create shifting internal dynamics. Transfer dependencies. Any move for Donnarumma hinges on Ederson's exit. Without confirmation either way, plans remain unsettled. Timing pressures. With the window set to close, decisions must come fast, even as Guardiola maintains public ambiguity. Looking ahead. Starting 18th. Tightrope. Will Trafford or Ederson line up against Brighton? It likely depends on form, but the decision is far from sealed. Transfer window drama. If Ederson leaves, City may move for Donnarumma, but both remain unconfirmed. Keeper depth. With competition between Trafford, Ortega and Ederson, the goalkeeping hierarchy could be fluid. Backing Trafford amid his Spurs era. After James Trafford's costly mistake in the 2-0 loss to Tottenham, Guardiola came out in support of the 22-year-old keeper, praising his resilience and acknowledging his strong character. That said, he remained non-committal about Trafford starting against Brighton, stressing that selection would depend on performance and that clarity may come after the transfer window closes. Earlier, intent to retain Ederson and Ortega. Just a few months ago, Guardiola made it clear he expected both long-serving number 1 Ederson and backup Stefan Ortega to remain at the club over the summer, seemingly closing the door on external recruitment. But now, potential moves loom. Despite past assurances, speculation now points toward a possible move for Gianluigi Donnarumma, with City potentially negotiating terms. Nonetheless, any incoming deal appears contingent on Ederson's departure. Guardiola keeps it vague with pressure mounting and the transfer window closing September 1st. Guardiola has adopted a watch-and-see approach, particularly regarding who starts in goal and whether transfers will materialise. Pep Guardiola is yet to decide who will start in goal for Manchester City at Brighton, amid uncertainty over the future of Ederson and James Trafford's mistake against Tottenham last week, and he is going to delay a decision on his first choice for the season for another few weeks. The City manager will decide on Saturday who gets the nod in goal at the Amex Stadium, with Trafford aiming to keep his place after the 22-year-old started the first 2 Premier League games of the season. Ederson returned to the bench against Tottenham, which was a surprise call after Guardiola had labelled the Brazilian his number 1 a week earlier. But the Brazilian continues to be linked with a move away from the Etihad. The City boss admitted he now won't make a decision on his number 1 for the season until after the international break and a week that consists of Premier League games against Manchester United and Arsenal, and the start of the Champions League. That is a change of stance from 2 weeks ago, when he insisted Ederson remained his first-choice goalkeeper. In this part of the season before the international transfer window is closed, everything is possible. So it's simple as that, Guardiola said of his goalkeeping group. After that, we're going to play United and Champions League and Arsenal. After that, everything will be more clear and we take a decision. It depends on the performance, and it depends on many reasons. Trafford was partly at fault for Tottenham's second goal last week, and he was also fortunate not to be penalised for a handball outside the box between the first and the second goals. The episode unsettled him, and he produced a nervous performance on his home debut for the club, but Guardiola said he had bounced back this week and received support from within the club. Guardiola refused to be drawn into the future of some of his players who could leave before Monday's 7 p.m. deadline, and even elected not to comment on Savinho, who is now set to stay at the club despite interest from Tottenham recently. Monday, finish the transfer window and next press conference you can ask me about that, Guardiola said when asked about Savinho. Don't ask me about the rumours and the potential arrivals or potential flights, so next week.